Hi guys, so reading and memorising 78 pages, about 78 different cards is kind of tricky, and it takes a long time to memorise tarot if you kind of do it randomly with different cards. My video is really what I think is a good way to learn quickly so you can get up and reading as soon as possible for friends, family, yourself, even start. I started reading for customers at my shop within a weekend of learning the tarot. I did a kind of a crash course because I was forced into it by the tarot reader leaving me on my own to run my witchy shop. So this really helped me, and basically it's about putting things in orders and making stories which are personal to you. So you can build a sort of personal relationship with each card, and that helps you memorize them quicker. So instead of memorizing random cards each day, I want you to start with 10 cards, choose the pentacles to start with, and lay them out in a row and form a story, and not just an impersonal story about a third-party person, but actually one you've been through. So not just like a man had a business opportunity, he started his business, but he found he had to juggle his time between his wife, his kids, and his new business. Nothing like that. Make it personal. So I personally made my pentacle journey about myself and running the shop. So the Ace of Pentacles I related to meeting my business partner at the time who had an idea to start a witchy shop. That was a new opportunity, meeting her and starting a business with her together. I rated the Two of Pentacles to when we started the shop together, and I had to divide my time, juggle my time between the business, my part-time job, which I still had at Sainsbury's, and putting time and effort into my relationship as well, and not neglecting that because I was getting obsessed with the business. So you do that for 1 to 10, and after you've read, say, a page of information either from a book or the internet about each card, you then write 1 to 3 words, I would say, on a scrap of paper about each card, just to jog your memory about the page you read. So on top of the Ace of Pentacles, write new opportunity or business opportunity in the case of Pentacles. Just write juggling and put the piece of paper above the two, so on. Then you make a story out of those 10, and then once you've done that, you just go through the other 3 suits doing the same thing. So that way, within no time at all really, you've learnt 40 cards, and they're not going to stick in your head completely. You might have to, over the next couple of days, refer to the book occasionally when you're doing yourself a reading with the minor arcana, and it slips your mind, you forget what 1 or 2 of the cards mean, but mostly you will remember them because you've made them a personal association with each of them. You've made them personal to you. So that's really the easy, quick way to learn the minor arcana. You can also do that with the major arcana, actually. So you would lay 22 cards out in a row, and for the Fool, again, don't make it an impersonal journey story, make it a personal story. So for the Fool, not a man went out on a journey full of optimism. Make it I related to an experience you've been through. When I went to university, I was young and naive and full of excitement and about a new adventure. Then I started to put my ideas into practice and start manifesting my ideas in terms of essays that I wrote, and then you can learn the major arcana quickly in the same kind of pattern that you learn the minor arcana. Then all you've got left to do is learn all these court cards, and they are associated with people. So you would basically lay them out in four rows and 4 columns, and then write a little reminder on a scrap of paper above each of the columns about what pages are all about, what nights are all about. So pages are kind of young men or women who are kind of looking at things kind of like students. Knights are people who can either be powerful allies or powerful enemies, and then so on. Then you've got the rows, which you write a piece of paper, put a piece of paper on each start of each row, reminding what pentacles are all about: earthy energy, materialistic. Cups are about friendship, romance, and then you relate those to people that you know. So a Queen of Wands would be somebody who, yes, I know that type of person. She's kind of fiery woman who's also can be a bit of a busy body and a bit overbearing. She's got a lot of that kind of energy. A Queen of Pentacles would be somebody you know who is very kind of grounded and maternal and motherly, and has that kind of earthy energy. A King of Swords might be somebody who, you know, who's very logical, very kind of like a lawyer, or somebody who's kind of very much at the top of his game in a kind of a very cerebral sort of world. So then an easy way to learn all these different knights and kings of different suits is just to relate them to people, to characters you've met during your life, and then you've basically learnt all the cards. Then a really quick, easy spread to start kind of you off is, which is kind of quite a constructive spread, which is going to be kind of quite easy to remember, is you pick 10 cards and you make 3 rows, and then pick another 3, put them on top, another 3, put them on top. So you've got 3 rows of 3, and the first card of each will be the subject. The second card of each row will be advice from the universe of what to do, what will help you towards your goals, your best outcome within this subject. And the third card will be hindrances, advice of what not to do in this situation, hindrances towards your goal. And then the 10th card will be a conclusion card, which will kind of just hopefully put an exclamation point on the reading and sum everything up. And that's basically a really good, quick way to learn the tarot and start reading for yourself. And then when you're confident enough, start reading for other people professionally. I was reading professionally after a weekend of a crash course teaching myself the tarot, because I had to, because I needed income from my shop, and my tarot reader had left. And I literally learnt the tarot in a weekend. I mean, I'd kind of given myself readings before for years, occasionally, but it was always like referring to the book as I did it, because I hadn't memorised the cards and I wasn't really that advanced in the tarot. But that weekend of this crash course doing it this way really helped me. Just a final word, I think, about tarot etiquette. If you do start reading for other people, always put a positive spin on things. So if you draw a death card, then obviously the point of a tarot reading is to help people. So you would say, yes, something is going to end, possibly a relationship, if the reading is about a relationship, for example, but remind them that all endings make way for new beginnings, and it will be the start of something new and exciting and potentially good, like a new relationship, or time to be single and enjoy that before you're ready for a new relationship. So always put a positive spin on your tarot readings, and that's basically it. That will get you up and running quite quickly, I think. Another thing I like to do, which you don't have to do straight away, you just learn the basics straight away, so turn each suit and the major arcana into stories. But another thing, once you want to develop an even more personal relationship with the cards, is to kind of spend 5 minutes per card just kind of projecting yourself into a card. So for the example, this card, just sit quietly, project your mind into this card and engage all 5 of your senses. So touch the sword, taste the sword, lick it with your tongue. Does it feel, it still probably tastes cold and metallic. Do the same with the sea, taste the sea, feel it, is the water cold or warm. Engage all 5 of your senses with each item within the card. Touch his robes, smell his robes. They smell sort of like musty and horrible. Just observe everything through your senses and feel the card and get a real good feeling and personal relationship with the card. Apart from engaging your 5 senses, talk to each person within the card. So each person might have a message to give to you. To talk to all 3 of them, see if they say anything to you, a word or a phrase, see if they offer you a gift, ascertain which part of the day do you think it is. Obviously this is sunset. How does the air feel? Probably feels like cold. Just get an overall sense of a card. You might feel kind of quite unsettled, and it's quite a dark sort of foreboding feeling when you're inside this card. But that will really help you kind of get a feel for the card, and it will stick in your mind more each card once you've done that. Just you need to literally spend 5 minutes on each card, just immersing your consciousness within the card, and I think that really further deepens your understanding. But to start with, you don't have to do that. Just literally do those stories and make them personal to yourself, and I think you'll learn the tarot cards quite quickly. That's about it, really. I think if you want to see future videos that I'm probably going to do when I can be bothered about spells and tarot and all sorts of interesting topics, just subscribe to my channel and give me a like. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you later.